Hi, my name's Shanae and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about how to fade out treats in dog training. So it's really good to have your dog on a continuous schedule of reinforcement in the learning phase. So that is where we're constantly giving the dog a treat. But we want to fade that out. Why? Because if we're constantly giving the reward, it's prone to extinction. So they get bored of it. They'll always know they're going to get something. So this is why we move on to an intermittent schedule of reinforcement, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So to be able to do this, your dog must have an understanding of the behavior you're asking them to do. So I know some of you are struggling to fade out the lure, and I'm going to give you a brief example of what to do. So I'm going to show you how to fade out the lure for the stand. Layla already knows what the command stand is. So for this purpose, I'm going to use the word blue. So she has no understanding what the word blue means to her. So to fade out the lure, we're going to hold the treat in our hand and we're going to have it here. I'm going to say, I'll show you. So I'll say stand, and then I'm slowly going to move my body all the way till it's out there, and then release her when she's in that position. And then eventually what will happen, you could move the lure a little bit higher and higher until you're eventually just going like that. And then you can fade that out as well. So I'm just shaping her to the behavior that I want. So come here. So blue, release. Blue, release. See how my hand only got to there then, and she's stood in the position? That's exactly what we want. Blue, release. And that's how you fade out the lure. Fading out the lure for drop is the same thing, but I'm going to use the word pink. So I'm just going to lure her into the stand position. I'm going to say pink, and then I'm slowly going to move my hand down and then release. So eventually you should be able to get your hand to here, to here, to here, to here, to here, and then almost you're just doing this, and they should go off your body, and then eventually it will look drop, release. It will look like that. So I'll show you. So hold the treat there. Blue. Oh, I was meant to say pink. Release. And again. Pink. Release. See how, yeah, there, and I held my hand there and she still went into that drop position? That's exactly what we want. Then eventually, once they've started doing that, you can have your hands behind your back, you stay the command, then you grab the treat, and then you lure her into position. It won't work unless the food is in my hand. So I'm going to show you what to do. So I'm going to lure her. I'm going to say sit. I'm going to take the treat away, then release, and then I'm going to give it to her. I don't really care that she moves then. I'm going to do it again. Sit, taking the treat away, release, and then I'm going to give it to her. Then you can start not having the treat in your hand. So sit, release. So this way she knows the reward is still coming, even though it's not in the presence of her. So again, sit, release. Now for some dogs that can be really hard, putting the hand behind your back with a treat in it. They might jump on you, they might move with you. So to do that, all you're going to do is the same thing as before. I'm going to say sit. I'm just going to move my hand slightly a little bit forward, then release. So if you can get them waiting there just that few seconds, reward that, release them straight away. Don't set them up to fail. Again, sit. I'm going to move it that much forward, release. And that's pretty much what you work onto until you can eventually move your hand behind your back and they stay in that sit position. Now you're ready to fade out those treats. So we do this to teach the dog not to expect a reward every time. And we want to teach them the ones that we do like and then what gets them rewarded. So for example, you ask your dog to sit, they look at you, they sit really fast, you reward that. Okay, you ask the dog again, but this time they take more than 5 seconds to sit, or you have to say it twice, or they take forever to look at you. I'm not going to reward you for that one. That was a terrible sit. So then I'll just release them without the reward. Then they'll look at you and be like, hey, but you always reward me. Where was my treat? So then you ask for the command again, sit, and this time they do it a little faster, and then you release them without the reward again. And then they're still confused. And then you say sit again, and this time they do it perfect, and that's when you reward them. You could even jackpot them, give them a whole bunch of treats. And they're like, oh my God, like this is the best thing ever. I don't know what I did, but okay, because they were getting frustrated. Like, I wasn't getting the reward for that sit. I wasn't getting the reward for that sit. Oh, I did it a little faster. I did it way better. Then you rewarded me. Okay, so I'm going to do that from now on. But obviously, we've got to teach the dog that's what we want. So I'm going to show you how I fade out the treats. So sit, release. I'm going to reward her for that one. Sit, release. I'm going to reward her for that one. Sit, release. I'm not going to reward her for that one. Layla. Layla, come. Sit, release. I'm not going to reward her for that one either. Layla. Sit, release, and I'm going to stand, release. I'm going to reward her for that one. Stand, release. I'm going to reward her for that one. Do it again. Just got to lure her into the sit. The L's. Stand, release. Not going to reward her. So I'm typically choosing the ones I want to reward her. So if she's a little slow or she's not looking at me, they're the ones I wouldn't reward her for. Stand, release. That was a good one, so I'm going to reward her for that one. And the next one. Stand, release. And I'm not going to reward her. But remember to always end on a high. So for the last one, stand, release. I'm going to reward her for that one. Drop. She's a little slow, so I'm not going to reward her. Release. Drop. Release. She took a while to look at me. Drop. Release. And I'm going to reward her for that one. Never fade out the treats completely, so you stop giving your dog a reward. That is also prone to extinction. Because why would your dog want to work for you if you've got nothing to give them? If you have them on this intermittent schedule of reinforcement, they will know the treat's eventually coming, but they just have to work that little bit harder. So I'll give you an example. We go to work to get paid. So what would happen if our boss decided to say to us, well, I want you to work for free, but I'm not going to pay you? Well, I personally wouldn't want to work at all. Example 2 is we go to work, we get paid, I do my job a lot better, I keep working harder and harder, and I eventually get a promotion. Wow, that's amazing. I want to keep doing that because I know I'm going to get something good out of it. So that's the same things with dogs. We don't want to fade out the reward completely, and then the dog's like, oh, why would I want to work for you? So I hope this video helped you how to fade out the treats and put them on intermittent schedule and reinforcement. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up for me. Hit subscribe down below if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.